Hello and welcome to Hibs TV for another cinch Premiership match day here at Easter Road. The Hibs have had a difficult run of form of late, and it's not going to be much easier tonight as we welcome league leaders Celtic. Brendan Rodgers, however, has found Easter Road quite a difficult stomping ground, so potentially tonight there could be a surprise on the cards. Now, to help us look ahead to tonight's game, I'm delighted to be joined by Pat Stanton. Pat, this is a game obviously that you know all too well.
Yeah, I played in plenty of these games and they were always hard fixtures, but it's I'd much prefer that Hibs tonight play the champions. I'd rather them have play the champions than a team maybe further down the league, which will bring its problems. So everybody should be on their toes ready for this one. It's a big game for both clubs.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously for Hibs coming into this one off the back of the St Mirren game, which was by everyone's standards a below par performance. Is that a good thing almost because Nick Montgomery and the players all want to show the fans a reaction, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be wanting to put it right. Yeah, like I say, it's a hard game for them, but like I say, I'd prefer this than any other team in the league to try and just pick things up a bit. They're playing against the champions. The people will be through to the game, and if you're looking at it as everybody will be fancying obviously Celtic, but football's a funny game. But it's up to the Hibs players to just apply themselves, and no point in feeling sorry for yourself. You're in a position, and it's up to you to get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and you say there's no point in feeling sorry for yourself. I think in the media, obviously Nick Montgomery was talking about him and the players having strong words. He said they weren't talking, they were shouting. Having that dialogue almost behind closed doors in those kind of review meetings must be a real positive. At least it shows they care. Yeah,
the manager will expect a response from the players. No player goes out and deliberately just gets beat. You've got your pride and you've got to do something about it. But like I said, it's up to you to do it. It's not going to happen. You're going to make it happen. And in this game, anything you get, you take. Nobody hands you anything. So you're in a position that you've got yourself into, and you're the people to get out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously that game last weekend, the first half wasn't good. The second half there was a slight improvement, albeit obviously St Mirren had a 3-goal lead, so the second half would always be a little bit easier. I suppose in terms of keeping the ball and trying to create chances, it's about being ruthless tonight if we want to take anything from the game.
That's right. If you chance, it's vital now. You get chances. You go into games where you pass up 2 or 3 chances and you get nothing out of it. But these are games where if you get a chance, you've got to take it, and because it's vital now. And the fans will be here. The fans get fed up coming down and watching you. They don't come to boo you, they come to support you.
Yeah.
So it's up to the players to respond to everybody. The manager, what the manager says to them, what the fans expect of them. It's like I said, nobody feels sorry for you. You put yourself in that position, and it's up to yourselves to get out of it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll just take a quick look back at that game against St Mirren here at Easter Road on Saturday.
Club appearances, so yeah, fantastic servant for them.
Kilty whips the free kick towards the back post. It's nodded back goalwards. Mizian does enough. St Mirren keep the pressure on though. And I've scored. Alex Gogic, it looked like, was up in support of the attack. Hibs couldn't get the ball clear. This free kick to the edge of the Hibs 18-yard box. Mandron's in there. That's a great block. And Willie Collins pointed to the penalty spot.
Yeah, I think the ball's ricocheted off a Hibs player's hand here, Cliff. Whether the hand's in a natural position or not, we shall see.
He's been given. So Willie Collins vindicated by VAR. Greg Kilty up against David Marshall from the spot. Marshall goes the wrong way. Kilty rolls the ball right down the centre of the goal. It's a corner Swings in on top of David Marshall, and it's so easy for Manzon at the back post. Absolutely no one in that back post area at all. The ball played right onto Mikel Mandron's foot. He just rolls it over the line. St Mirren lead by 3-0.
Well, that result against St Mirren means that they stay above us in the league table. We'll just take a quick look at the standings now. Obviously, Pat, everyone knows the ambitions of this club is to get into the European spots. Obviously, St Mirren are still ahead of us, just they're 6 points, but obviously we have a game in hand on them as well. I suppose the players will be looking at tonight as an opportunity to just kick-start the second half of the season.
Yeah, and it's amazing how it can change. You know, you can be having a tough time of it, and then you might just scrape a result and then another result, and things start to pick up. But you've got to have determination and to see yourself getting back up that league.
Yeah, every year the league is so tight as well. I suppose it shows what a positive run of results could really do. I mean, Aberdeen last year, for example, they went on a fantastic run at the end of the year and got to third.
That's right, and like I said, it's there. There's still plenty of time to do it, but like I said earlier on there, it's up to the players to do that. They're the guys on the field. They're the players that the managers picked, and you've got to have your own pride as well, and pride in performance. And you know, you can disappoint a lot of people, but the biggest disappointment is yourself. You know, when you come off the pitch and you've not done it as well as you should have done. I always found that the hard bit to take. You know, you don't kid yourself on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other fixtures, obviously, this evening, Kilmarnock take on Livingston, St Johnstone host Hearts, St Mirren play against Dundee, and then obviously our game, which kicks off at 8 p.m. I suppose the St Mirren Dundee game will be one that some people have half an eye on tonight, Pat.
Yeah, but as long as the players are here are 100% on what happens here, you know, what happens elsewhere, if it happens and you get things go in your favour, it's a bonus. But the first thing is start winning games here, and other things will take place.
Yeah, they absolutely will. Well, we'll go to a very quick break now, but make sure to stay with us because we'll be speaking about tonight's game against Celtic, and we've got some interviews with Nick Montgomery and Martin Boyle lined up for you as well. We'll catch you shortly.
Simplexity Travel is made up of some of London's leading bespoke travel managers. Simplexity specialise in luxury travel services for corporate and private clients, groups and individuals who lead busy lives. Simplexity will simplify challenging schedules and complex trip itineraries, ensuring our clients always travel with complete peace of mind and in perfect luxury. Simplexity Travel, making luxury travel simple.
Obviously, the last time we played against the Hoops, it was a difficult afternoon, wasn't it, up at Celtic Park? 4-1 defeat. We were both obviously at that game, but it's a very different affair, isn't it, away from home against a side like Celtic?
That's right. So, there's a lot of good teams that'll go to Celtic Park and get beat, but you're on your own pitch here, and just play with a bit of pride in yourself, and nobody does you any favours. You've got to go and take things for yourself. Stand and admiring the Celtic players, that won't get you anywhere. You've got to make it difficult for them. And I think over the years, Hibs, Easter Road was a difficult place to come to, and it's a wee bit maybe overdue that we start doing that again.
Yeah, when you're in the tunnel and you're lining up to play against Celtic, and you've got their players, international players, lining up next to you, is it easy to get overawed by that, or is that something within yourself where you have to have your shoulders back and say, I'm going to show them today?
Yeah, you're a professional footballer. You're playing for your club, and you're alongside a lot of good players there. And that's the time when when you start playing them and give your best, and people sit up and notice and say that he's doing quite well there against that type of opposition. And that's something, because when you come off the park, you know yourself how you've done. You don't need anybody to tell you that you've pulled your weight. And if you've got any pride in yourself, it's great to play against a team like that and show everybody what you're capable of. And people will sit up and notice and say, yeah, he's improving. Yeah. But if you go out and just sort of accept things that are going to go against you,
you're there for the taking.
Yeah, you'd be as well sitting in front of the telly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember that game at Celtic Park, just finally touching on that. We conceded quite early. I think it was from a set piece. How important is the opening kind of 5-10 minutes in tonight's game to get through it and actually to enforce ourselves on Celtic, to almost unnerve them?
Yeah, when the referee blows the whistle to start the game, that's when you start, or even start before that, ready to play. Don't wait for about 10 minutes into the game to suddenly roll your sleeves up and say, I'm going to get stuck in, because the die's been cast. You've come out, you're not in the right state, mentally you're not in the right state of mind to play them. The game starts. You should be mentally ready before the kick-off, maybe 15-20 minutes before it, ready to go. No 20 minutes into the game. Yeah. And it's what you just said, if you go out with that attitude, you'll find maybe after 15 minutes you're a goal down, and it's because of your attitude that's done that. The game's, when the referee blows that whistle, you should be more than ready to start.
Yeah, and we had the right attitude against Celtic here early on in the season. Obviously a 0-0 draw under Nick Montgomery, a really cagey affair, wasn't it? Martin Ball had a really good chance, probably the best chance of the game in the second half. I suppose Monty will be wanting to see a little bit more of that side from his team tonight.
That's right. Just play with confidence, And like I say, people sit up and notice when you start to perform well against the champions. And that's where reputations are made. If you want to do well and people to sit up and notice, that's the teams that you do it against.
Yeah, Celtic have obviously been in a difficult vein of form as well. Obviously, different parallels or expectation levels to ourselves. Do you think they'll, obviously with Rangers winning last night, will be feeling a little bit of pressure going into tonight?
Oh yeah, when you look at how the Rangers are doing very well, they're playing with confidence, and I think that when they go out, they're expected to win. So they've got that attitude there. So likewise, I think if you've got that attitude, and like I say, you're on the pitch, why not give it your best? You don't want to talk to people in 20 years' time and say, I wish I had done this and I wish I had done that. You're here and now. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, and there's been loads of talk ahead of tonight's game around mentality, around ability, attitude, formations, tactics. When you come into a game like tonight, what is the most important thing? Is it for just the basics, the principles that the players have to have right?
Yeah, you've got to be ready for it and chase everything, you know, hurry the opposition. You know, if you stand off the Celtic players, they're good players and they can play. But if you hurry them just that wee bit more, make them play the ball quicker than they would like, you maybe make mistakes. Maybe not make many mistakes, but at least you're not allowing making it an easy night for them.
And then that excites the whole crowd, doesn't it?
That's right, the crowd sense it, you know. If but it's like I say, it's the time is to start when the game starts. Not when you've decided to start. Because like I say, the game could be beyond you by then.
Yeah, and there's obviously a big boost for Nick Montgomery tonight as well, in terms of Martin Boyle and Lewis Miller both being back available. Gives him certainly extra strength with Millsy in that right back slot, and everyone knows how good Martin Boyle is. That's
right. It's disappointing that you've got players that are away on other duties, and Hibs pay their wages, but they can't play them. But either back, and people will be expecting them to lift the rest of the players round about them. But they're all in this together, and so there's no point in just one or two doing it. You've all got to pull, and and you tend to get the breaks if you show a bit of confidence in yourself. But if you're walking about in the pitch, looking at your feet, wondering what's going wrong, that's when things go wrong for you.
Yeah, and Martin Boyle obviously will come back. He's as chirpy as he ever was around HTC. It's quite nice when the mood's probably been quite low because of the run of results. But with him coming back, shoulders back, after scoring his first goal at a major tournament, that can only be good for Hibs, that he's feeling really, really confident within himself.
That's right, and he's in the club. He's a leader among the players, you know. And it's times like this is when you need to pull and get these guys to set an example to the rest of them, and the rest will follow. But we'll wait and see what happens here.
Yeah, we absolutely will. Well, we'll go to a quick break now, but that man we were just talking about, the star man, Martin Boyle, we'll hear from him just after a very short break alongside our head coach, Nick Montgomery.
When it comes to things that are exclusive to Scotland, we all have a thing or two to say.
They're amazing, they blew me away.
Superb.
Excellent customer service from start to finish.
First class service every time.
10 out of 10.
A fantastic sales exec.
Nothing was too much trouble.
Outstanding.
I wouldn't go anywhere else now.
Just some of the things that have been said about us. Macklin Motors, exclusive to Scotland.
I'm getting some work done. Enough of that. I am totally winning! and relaxing.
Here's your order.
With a coffee, thank you. I love this film. I'm doing all of this on my way to Mum's. Because it's all possible on an LNER train.
Next stop, London.
And I'm almost there.
Hello and welcome back to Hibs TV as we continue to build up to tonight's game against Celtic. Me and Pat have done a lot of talking in the last little section, so it's time to hear from someone you definitely want to hear from. It's Martin Boyle. He spoke to Gavin Ritu ahead of this one.
Boyle, first of all, it's good to have you back. Can you just explain a little bit about what the last few weeks have been like for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. There's been a lot of games. Obviously a major tournament. First time for me, emotions were quite high. Thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm happy to be back. Obviously not the circumstances that I wanted. A bit disappointed at the end, but I'm delighted to be back and can't wait to put on the Hibs shirt again.
What was that experience like for you to represent Australia at a major tournament? Obviously you missed out through a couple through injury, but to be back, to be part of it, to be playing and scoring goals, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously family extremely proud. But I could done all right in the games, managed to score a few goals and creating some chances. So yeah, like you say, we wanted to go all the way. It wasn't to be. These things happen, but like you say, delighted to be back and can't wait to get started again.
Tell us a bit about how you came back then. Obviously, before you left, it was a transfer window and then a few new faces. What's it like coming back and meeting everyone again and kind of introducing yourself again?
Yeah, it's part and parcel of the game. Transfer windows. It's been a big turnaround. But we need to get the lads up to speed quickly. As this football club, we need to get back to being more consistent and winning games, and hopefully we can do that. A lot of competition for places now, which is great. But yeah, like you say, we need to get the fans back on our side. We need to put on that jersey, give 110%, and hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, how important is it that we kind of bounce back with a positive performance against Celtic on Wednesday night then?
Yeah, it's a great game to be going into. Can't just sit around and feel sorry for ourselves. We need to go again. We need to get points on the board, and we need to catch the people above us. We need to get back in the top six and those European spaces that we set our goals at the start of the season. And like I say, anything else is a failure. So like I say, we need to turn it around quickly on its head. The games are running out, so hopefully we can catch a bit of form.
Thanks, Warley. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, Pat, we heard from Martin Boyle just then. Obviously a magnificent experience for him and his family to go and watch him play for Australia, especially after missing the World Cup last year as well. In terms of Martin Boyle, I mean, he's had a quick return, really, hasn't he? I think he flew back at the weekend, was back in the building Monday, did a tactical session yesterday, and hopefully will be starting or at least playing tonight.
Yeah, well, Martin's one of our top players, and then when you're in situations like this is when you need your top players to take the rest of them with them. They stand up, they're counted, and they can produce the goods, and other players take the lead from them. It doesn't happen the other way around.
Yeah, and he was saying, obviously, he left the club to go to Australia before the transfer window. There's been 7 new faces come into the building. He's walked back in the dressing room, saying hello to everyone, meeting those guys for the first time. It's just about gelling the team together now. There's a lot of talented players that have come in, but we have to get them up to speed fast, don't we?
That's right, and a lot of times in situations like this, you find that your most important players maybe not tend to be your top players in the public eye. The sort of the guys who just play away every week. These are the ones that you tend to lean on a wee bit, and the other ones go in and the name players, they do something for you, but it's the steady player who gives his best in situations like this. That's the ones that you depend on. They'll pull you through.
Yeah, they absolutely will, and hopefully they'll be able to pull through some of the new lads as well, getting them up to speed. It's something that Nick Montgomery spoke about ahead of today's game when I caught up with him yesterday. Nick, obviously we're speaking ahead of the game against Celtic. You've had a few days following the St Mirren result. How have the last few days been?
Yeah, it's a difficult result to digest, and yeah, it was one that we spoke about at half time, to be honest. Most of speaking was at half time because it was 45 minutes where we sort of threw the game away. We gave away 3 really poor goals, set pieces, second phase from set pieces. So yeah, a lot of talking was done at half time. I thought we saw the reaction second half. Unfortunately, we had 3 or 4 chances to get back in the game, which wasn't to be. And then we spoke after the game, and yeah, as normal, we reviewed the game, and yeah, it wasn't a pretty review because yeah, there was a lot of things in there in the first 45 minutes that I didn't accept and the players didn't accept, and they've took full responsibility as I have as the manager, and that was that we can't repeat that performance, but I also spoke about that change is good, but it's also not easy, and a lot of new players coming in one day before the game, 2 days before the game. So yeah, there was a lot of new players coming in, and that does take a little bit of time for them to gel and integrate. So that's something that I'm trying to accelerate at the minute by getting the boys to know each other and getting them on the training ground. But yeah, we haven't had much time to really do that because of the sort of back-to-back games. But yeah, we spoke about it and accepted it and moved on, and now we're obviously working on preparing for a tough game against Celtic tomorrow, but one that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, when you're in a difficult period, I suppose there's no one more that you'd like to welcome back than Martin Boyle and Lewis Miller, not only for their ability, but also for the bubbly nature of both their personalities.
Yeah, been in a difficult period, since the international window. Obviously, we lost, 3 or 4 starting players, and yeah, that's going to hurt any squad. So it's great to have them back. Obviously, Martin's always bubbly, and Lewis comes back after probably a difficult period for him, but he's back where everybody loves him, and we've put my arm around him, and he knows he's got the support here, and I think Lewis is just really looking forward to getting back out there and putting the Hibs shirt on and getting back and helping the team. And as Martin, great for him to score his first goal in a major tournament for his national team, and he's buzzing to get back and already buzzing around and looking forward to getting the Hibs shirt back on as well.
Yeah, obviously focusing then on to Celtic. They drew at the weekend. There's a lot been made in the media around their current form at the minute, but there's no doubt in the quality that they have as well.
Yeah, I watched the first half, and yeah, they probably could have been out of sight at half time. I think they had so many opportunities, but I think that's Celtic are expected to win every week, and they'll come expected to win tomorrow. And no matter who they play most weeks, the opposition's the underdog, so we'll be the underdog tomorrow. And yeah, regardless of previous results, they'll come as a favourite, and it's a challenge for us, that one that we took on last time at home at Easter Road, and we managed to take a point, and probably unlucky. Martin Boyle had a great chance to win the game, but yeah, it's a big challenge for us against a top quality opposition with a lot of threats.
Pat, as Nick Montgomery just said, it's going to be a big challenge tonight. What do you expect from tonight's game?
Well, this is the game that you show everybody how you can play. That this is where you're judged against the top team, the champions, and that's where you enhance your reputation.
Yeah, is that what you want to see from the players tonight? Is it just that fight, that heart?
That's right. They're professional players, and there's something I found when I played, having to point out to a player to give 100%. I found that difficult to handle with a professional player. It's no good to the player. It's no good to the club either.
Yeah, well, hopefully everyone will be giving 100% tonight. Pat, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you to everyone for watching at home. The game is live on Sky Sports, and for international subscribers, it will be on Hibs TV. Hopefully you'll enjoy the game.